Alrighty, so earlier this year in January, our first video was talking about whole grains. And we know how important whole grains are. We want to make half of the grains that we eat whole grains. Not saying anything is wrong with refined grains, but we do want to make sure that we're eating whole grains because it has more nutrients than refined grains. The whole grain has the whole parts of the grain. It has the brim, it has the endosperm, and it has the germ. Most of the time when we're eating refined grains, we're just eating the endosperm, which houses most of our carbohydrates. But when we're eating whole grains, we're eating the brim, the endosperm, and the germ, which houses fiber in the brim, and then the germ houses most of our vitamins, our B vitamins. So we want to really emphasize on eating whole grains. When you are shopping or consuming something, you want to make sure that the package has, if you're truly wanting to eat a whole grain item, you want to make sure it has the label of 100% whole grains. That's how you know your item or the food that you're eating is 100% whole grains. I know we talked a little bit about what a grain was. If you want to go learn more about that, you can go to our first video. But I want to talk a little bit more about fiber today. Fiber helps clean our body, and it's like a broom. So it picks up all the little dirt. Like if you think about when you're sweeping, think like when the broom is the fiber that is working within our bodies. So we really want to have grains, we really want to have foods that are rich in fiber. There's a lot of nutrition benefits for that. One being it can keep your blood sugar steady. It helps you feel more satisfied and more full. That's what whole grains do. It helps you from overeating, again, and it acts as a cleaning system in your digestive system. It acts like a cleaning element in your digestive system. So we're going to do a quick experiment right now. So first I have 2 jars. They're just filled with water. I'm going to fill one with whole wheat flour and the other with just sugar. So most of our foods, they break down into some type of sugar. So when you're eating whole grains, you'll see that your body uses that and absorbs that way slower than if you're just eating like a sugar source. So I'm gonna add a little bit of flour a little bit of flour to our jar. Just put in our food coloring in our flour and water mixture. Now I'm gonna add our sugar to this jar. I already added our food coloring also. So you're gonna see the difference of how your blood absorbs whatever source that you're eating. So we have a whole wheat, whole grain source here, and we have a sugar source here. So again, our fiber comes, when we're eating whole grains, our fiber comes from the brim, so that's why we want to eat majority of our foods to be whole grain. So I'm gonna shake both of them up, and you're gonna see how your body absorbs it. So if you look in this jar, most of the sugar is dissolved in the solution in the water. So it changed the color, but it's already gone. So it's used up really quick. And here you can see you still have particles of the flour in here. The water is very, very cloudy. Your bloodstream is taking a little longer to absorb the nutrients in that, and that's what we want when we're eating our foods. We want to have foods that burn really slowly in our body so our blood sugar will not spike. Eating whole grain food does that because it has all the whole nutrients of the grain. I'm not saying refined grains don't have that. Refined grains will spike your blood sugar and then have a crash because it's a carb source, which is It still gives you energy, but it's like a quick energy, so it doesn't have anything with it. So when we're eating, we just want to be mindful of the grains that we're eating. We should try to make at least half of our grains that we're eating whole grains, not because we want to make sure that we're getting all the nutrients that we can from our foods. Okay, so we're going to start making our pumpkin waffles now. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. So this recipe calls for 1.5 cup of whole wheat flour. So I'm going to grab my whole wheat flour and open it up. If I can get it open. So a full cup of whole wheat flour and a half a cup in our bowl, and set this aside. Then we're gonna do 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. This is 1 teaspoon. I'm gonna scrape the excess. That's 1, and I need 1/2. And then I need half a teaspoon of baking soda. Let's add that to our mixture, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna find my salt, and this is just regular table salt. And then add that to my mixture as well. And then I need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So on to our wet ingredients. So I have 3 tablespoons of butter here, and it's melted. It has to be melted. It's easier to mix and stuff, get it all in there. And then I'm gonna add 2 eggs. To our mixture. And 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Into our mixture, and 1/3 or 2/3 of buttermilk. It's in there. And then 2/3 cup of 1% milk. Okay. And then I'm gonna add our pumpkin, and this is just the 100% pumpkin puree. So this is, we would want, when making this recipe, you do want to get the 100% pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie filling. So this would be the best bet for this recipe. So I'm gonna open up my can. I have 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree here, I'm gonna add it to my mixture, and then I am going to mix everything out. I'm gonna mix my wet mixture first. Get it all mixed in really, really well. And I think that's pretty good. And I'm gonna mix in my dry mixture also. Let's get it mixed all of it in. Okay, and now I'm going to add my wet mixture in really, really slow, so I have a good consistency of the batter. Okay, mix this in. Okay, I'll add the rest of it in. So our mixture is done, so we're gonna wait for our waffle maker to get hot. While that gets hot, I'm going to cut up the strawberries and make the yogurt cream. So I'm gonna just cut up the strawberries first. Let's get, these are already washed and peeled, so I'm just gonna cut them into little bite sizes. You can make them as big or small as you want. For your preference, it's only to be a little more decorative and give your waffle, you know, a pretty color. And who doesn't love strawberries on their waffles? Our waffle is getting hot. We're gonna make our yogurt cream. So we need 1 cup of yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. That's about a cup. Add it to our bowl. And then we need 4 tablespoons of 1% milk. So let me get my tablespoons and the 1%. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 tablespoons of honey. Adding our honey. And then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Got it in there. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Into our mixture, and we are going to mix that well. As waffle is hot, so I'm just gonna spray it down with some just spraying oil, vegetable, some olive oil, and then we're gonna do 1/2 cup of our mixture to our waffle. So. Okay. And then close our waffle maker and let that rest until it is ready. So our waffle is ready. I'm gonna take it out of our waffle maker, and then you can add your next one in there, but we're only gonna make one today. Add our strawberries on top, the ones that we cut up earlier, and then some of our yogurt cream. Just spread it across. And you don't need any syrup for this recipe, just a little bit of the yogurt cream, and then it is good to go. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this whole video. I hope that you try this recipe and eat more whole grains. Thank you. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.